Hi, dear colleague. I will present our work under the name The Waste of Luhansk Region Chemical Energy Enterprises and the Impact of Environment. The chemical and energy industries are one of the most powerful generators of solid industrial waste. Such enterprises have water treatment plants. The result of water treatment process is the formation of water treatment sludge. Very often they form a significant amount of waste, very similar in chemical composition and has classification kin. The most common industrial use of water in heat exchange equipment for steam production and in cooling water system requires low alkalinity and hardness. A significant amount of waste in the form of ash and fly slag is generated in the process of burning coal at power plants. Such waste are usually classified as low risk. Nevertheless, when waste are stored in the storage, they create environmental and economical problems. Raw water that enters the plant is treated primarily by chemical reagents. Reagent softening of water is based on its treatment by substances that bind calcium and magnesium ions in water. Lime soda ash, and other substances are used as water softeners. During this process, a large amount of wastewater is formed, which is called sludge water. The sludge enters the sludge storage in the form of sludge water. The solid substances are sedimented. The upper layer of water is pumped for further water treatment, and the sludge deposits and accumulates until the sludge storage is full. The sludge composition includes carbonate and hydroxide of calcium, magnesium, iron, aluminum, and coagulated natural organic materials. We analyze the possible impact of environment of largest accumulators of such waste in Luhansk region. Information of waste was determined by history. In the table, we can see a Severodvinsk Azot with total area of its storage near 36 hectares. Severodvinsk TPB with total area of its storage near 38 hectares. Lugansk thermal power plant with total area of its storage near 300 hectares. Lysychansk soda with total area of its storage near 130 hectares. The Lugansk power plant is the largest power plant in the region. It's located in the town of Shastia. Lugansk TPP uses coal for energy production during the combustion of which ash is formed. Accordingly, there are the largest the plane of waste storage. In the coal burning at the power plant, a significant amount of waste is generated in the form of ash and fuel slag. Ash and fuel slag are mixed with water treatment waste and disposed in so-called ash slag dumps. The chemical composition of ash and slag depends on the mineral composition of fuel and varies depending on coal deposit. The content of oxide we can see on this slide. This contains silica, alumina, iron oxide, calcium, and magnesium oxide, and sulfuric oxides too. On the next slide, we can see the chemical composition of such waste of Severodonetsk TPP. And also large accumulation of waste in the Lugansk region, which belongs to fourth class of danger, is the famous white cyst of Lysychansk soda. The company no longer produces products and waste remains. Solid waste from the soda production process using solvay technology is formed as a result of distillation of ammonia from pregnant liquid. The solid part of distillate suspension mainly comes from the lime, which is maintained in excess, which can ensure the complete decomposition of ammonium chloride. Solid waste contain calcium carbonate, calcium sulfate, magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, silica, and alumina. The average storage amount of distilled fluids is estimated at 240 kilograms per ton on soda ash. Waste from the documentation department of Severodonetsk Azot was analyzed. The result of analysis are presented in on this slide. Therefore, the chemical composition of water treatment sludge is quite stable because sample 2 was taken in the summer when the iron sulfate was used as coagulant in the plant. The iron content was slightly higher. Sample 1 was taken directly from the storage, so it also contains the precipitate obtained in the stream when the coagulant used aluminium sulfate. The amount of organic compounds in the accumulated sludge is due to natural causes. The biological loss of natural materials that comes with river water. The hydroxide content is reduced due to the absorption of carbon dioxide. All the state types of waste are characterized except the cancer first. A significant content of water, soluble calcium compounds, alkali reaction, and the location of their storage in the immediate vicinity of the largest waterway in the region Seversky Donetsk. In the described territory, these enterprises and their waste storage facilities are the largest agents of man-made impacts on the geological environment and its components. The enterprises Severodonetsk Azot, its storage facilities, as well as large storage facilities, Lysychansk soda and ash dumps of Severodonetsk PPP, are located on the territory of Lysychansk mining district, which involves the middle reaches of the Severodonetsk River. The ash dumps of Luhansk PPP are located downstream. All the objects are located on the sandy terraces and the left bank of the Severodonetsk. In the territory, which is geological and structural terms belongs to Serbia's Millerov monoclide and the southern limb of the Volodymyr anticlide. This is a zone of articulation of two large structures of different ages. The ancient Eastern European platform and Donetsk hold the structure of the Hercyanian age. The structure is complicated by the system of branchial anticlinal faults and in the area of Lysychansk mining district also by the system of tectonic disturbances, region of Severodonetsk and Krasnoyarsk tectonic faults, and accompanying tectonic disturbances of the second and the third order create favorable conditions for the migration of pollutants. In the zone of active water exchange, there are three aquifer developers: technogenic alluvial and alluvial sporadic distribution, and aquifer of the first class zone of the upper critical chalk male deficit, which is widespread. Aquifers are hydraulically connected with each other and with the surface water of the Seversky Donetsk River and its tributaries. Hydraulic communication with surface water in most cases also has a negative impact on groundwater quality. A stable center of chemical and thermal pollution of groundwater was formed around the storage of Lysychansk soda due to the long-term filtration of highly mineralized fluids. The main pollutants in the source of pollution are chlorides, as well as ammonium and iron, the concentration of which in groundwater is tens and hundreds of times higher in MPC. As a result of gravitational differentiation and pollution by man-made solution of fresh water within dome of spreading index to zone perform. Zone of partial pollution to a depth of 35 to 40 meters of water with a dry residue to 1 gram per cubic decimeter. Below, zone of a complex pollution with a spread of groundwater with a dry residue to 40 gram per cubic decimeter. To reduce the impact of the environment method, are developed and offered in numerous scientific publications. So, for processing of sludge of water treatment are offered recycling of coagulants, the use of sludge as raw materials for filtered matter and mineral fertilizer, the use of sludge in the natural environment or the application of the soil to reduce activity. The proposal for the solid waste disposal of the process are quite diverse for neutralization of the production of people. In Western Europe and Japan, our towns have been virtually eliminated as thermal plants. Fly ashing as the silos built next to the main buildings of the TPP. In the Ukraine, ashlag unfortunately is usually calc-based. The power plants of the consumers just waste, not technologically advanced product. Ashlag condoms have high humidity and are not classified for chemical and practical science distribution, unfortunately. Thanks for attention.